Toy Chat is not a children's channel. This video is intended for adult gift givers and collectors. Hey guys, welcome to Toy Chat. This is Max.
And Sam.
Yes, it finally happened.
Yes.
We have the most coveted toy in the world right now to be reviewing today. So yes, we are going to be unboxing and reviewing a full case of version 3 Big Into Energy Labubu from Pop Mart. Of course, these have been out for a minute. Yes. They've been out since late April of this year, but this case was obtained through official means. I paid retail price for this. I got it directly from Pop Mart, so I did not pay Inflated for it. So because we know this series has been out for quite some time now, you know, of course, a lot of folks have already unboxed and reviewed them online. There's a lot of content already out there for them. This is not just going to be a standard unboxing. We are going to try to give a bit of a different and expanded perspective in this video. We're going to be comparing these Labubus to versions 1 and 2, exciting Macaron and Have a Seat, you know, in terms of fur texture and quality. We'll also be trying out some different looks of Labubu clothing, some of which were designed for previous series, you know, to see how well they still fit in version 3.
Well, they're not really designed for, they're just clothes that will fit.
Well, yeah, they were put out before version 3 was released. And finally, we'll be sharing some tips and tricks on obtaining these Labubus through official means at retail price and kind of explaining why jumping on the reseller bandwagon and paying crazy inflated prices for these is ultimately not worth it if you're willing to be a bit patient, but more on that later. But yes, this is still also going to be a full unboxing. We have a full case of all 6 and it is sealed. You know, brand new from Pop Mart, so...
Straight from China.
Yes, it literally shipped from China. So, you know, we'll see whether or not there's a secret in here.
So Max paid for a full case, which is $167.94 before tax and shipping. And then if you were to buy these individually, they are $27.99 each. These, again, like Max said, these are officially from Pop Mart. If you have been following us or seen these online, these are the new Labubu prices. The previous series were cheaper, but they have since gone up in price as well. So if you were to buy Macaron or Have a Seat, they are now $27.99 each as well.
From the get-go, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into the actual unboxing because we want to look at these up close. Also going to be very interested to see the general quality control of these because this is, you know, we're months into this series, and of course there have been other collectors mentioning things like the QC has shifted a little bit over time with some of the later releases. Hopefully these are nice ones. We'll see. And of course, version 3 Big Into Energy. The theme is basically, it's super colorful. You could basically say this is almost kind of like a tie-dye, almost like 70s adjacent aesthetic.
Like psychedelic.
Yes.
Each of the Labubu characters are in emotion that's tied to the color.
Yes. And of course, yeah, this is the third wave, what's considered, you know, quote unquote version 3. So basically like the third core series of Labubu, even though there's been many, many other Labubu releases and brand collaborations and stuff like that. This is like the third core wave of Labubu.
So checking out the case, we have the front here, which does open up as a flap. It features one of the Labubu's, Happiness, on the front with this psychedelic, you know, graphic behind her. And I really love the Big Into Energy logo, which features kind of a holographic sheen on it. Super cute. So on one side, it does feature all the potentials that are in the box. So there are 6 in total. Once again, they all are named after a certain emotion tied to the color. And of course, there is a secret 7th one that will replace one of these guys if we are to be that lucky.
And I believe that's
it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go ahead and take off the plastic wrap and get started.
All right, so we're back with the full setup here.
how it would appear in stores in an alternate universe where you see them readily sitting in stores. Where they sit at reseller stores. Yeah.
Yeah, we have seen these individually for like $80 each. Or actually, there was one store that was selling them for $100 each.
And I saw someone buy one for $100 right there in store. It was crazy. But yeah, we'll have a little more of the reseller inflation conversation later. So we'll talk a little bit about the boxes themselves, which are incredibly adorable for this series. We once again see the holographic Big Into Energy logo, and the one on the front, I think it is happiness. Okay, looks very, very light colored in the front image. And once again, we see all the options for the Labubus inside. And we do, on the main boxes, the main blind boxes, we do see a silhouette of the secret, which is id or ID. Probably id.
Id. It's
id.
Id. Yeah, it's probably id.
Yeah.
Like you know, there's your three egos. Ego, id, and something else. The thing like your consciousness is split into three things.
The regular edition is 1 out of 6, of course, because in most cases you will be guaranteed a complete set unless there is a secret in your case, which means one of them will randomly be replaced with the secret. And the secret edition ratio for this one is 1 out of 72.
So I believe that's 1 secret per 12 cases.
And of course, usual product and warning information on the back. And from there, we will go ahead and just get started with unboxing.
Okay, so the very first one right here, this little tab up top. Wow, so scary. So one thing we did notice that they give you these are new bags. So before it was kind of in like a zip bag. This is more of like a pouch.
Is it more reusable?
Yeah, I believe these are more reusable. Yeah. And it also has like a little rainbow string on top.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
It's adorable. If you want it, you can just keep it in there.
Yeah, or you can carry different things in it. Okay, so our very first one is Luck.
Oh, it's my favorite one.
Oh, so cute.
I love Luck.
So one thing about these, because they are tie-dyed, each of the figures, even if you get Luck, it might have a different kind of a coloration. So Max's one here has like a very nice blue stripe across.
I love it. This is one of the very tie-dye ones. Mm-hmm. All right, so this is Luck unboxed up close, and she's so cute. So as you can see, one of the main kind of novelties, gimmick of this series as well is that their little inset eyes are glittery. They have like sparkly eyes. That's the Big Into Energy thing. And they do also have one little colored tooth. And Lux is like a little purple, like lavender. Mm-hmm. And she's so multicolored.
And her ears are 2 different colors too.
Yeah, the ears are like a darker and a lighter purple. She's gorgeous.
And her toes are painted too.
Yeah, her little toenails are painted. And yeah, of course they have the usual Labubu articulation with, arms and feet. You can't tell, of course, this is so these are in the style of the standing, like, exciting Macaron ones, so they can't completely, like, hold a sitting pose. And look at all, like, little powder blue and lavender. I'm obsessed with this one. And of course, like pretty much all Labubu plush, there is a ring clasp for
I heard they changed that too. That's something new as well.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a different clasp. They changed the style, and it actually, it has text on it.
Oh,
the old one doesn't have it. Yeah,
it says Pop Mart on it. So this here is an exciting Macaron, yeah. Okay, interesting. And do they have, no, these ones don't have the little foot authenticity thing, which is really interesting. They did that for Have a Seat, but they just didn't
They changed it up so people can't copy it.
Yeah.
But there is a QR code to make sure that it's real.
And then of course there is a collectible card. Here is Luck's card and Big Into Energy, which is standardized across the back. All right, so we're gonna open our second one. I I
Oh,
can
cute. I didn't even look at the back of it.
Oh yeah, the back of it has a cute little Labubu.
Silhouette.
Yeah, like multicolored. Also, are the colors are different on the strings? These ones are like orange and green.
I think
Or
it's just the way
blue and-
I think it's just the way they're cut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think there's just like a rainbow string that they cut.
Okay. On this one is
Happiness is the one that's on the
It's-
front of the box.
She's so cute. It's such like a pastel. Like I'm usually not that much of an orange person, but this is it's very like peachy.
Peachy, like popsicle, creamsicle.
Yeah, and this is happiness. She's lovely. And look at her glittery eyes. She has her little orange snaggletooth. And once again, different colored ears. These ones are super soft. So this is my first time touching Big Into Energy like in real life. These are super soft and have the little orange toenails. Ooh, there's like a patch of dark fur on this one side here.
Yeah, so it's like a combination. It looks like there's a little bit of white in there as well.
And then here is the card for happiness.
All right, box number 3.
Okay, halfway point.
Ooh. With these pouches, you can kind of tell what's inside. They're kind of clear. Looks like a pinkish one in this one. Ooh, this one's really tied up. Ooh, this one's so hot pink.
It's so red. So that is
Love.
love. Of course, the red one is love. It's so fluffy. What's it from?
It's from Despicable Me.
Oh yeah, Despicable Me, but it's so fluffy. This one, obviously, of course, there's little manufacturing variations. This one has such a poofy face, which I actually really like. It's really cute. Love is very red, super duper red with little patches of, like whitish pink. And we once again have lovely glitter eyes, red and pink ears. This one, for some reason, it gives me kind of like Queen of Hearts, Alice in Wonderland vibes a little bit. More of that fur across the back, of course. And this one, the clasp, is also all red. And here is Love's card.
Each of them have like a different background, as well as the back is matching their color.
Okay, so we are on to box 4.
Oops.
I hate when that happens.
I know. Maybe he's lucky.
Let's hope. I love
so
this
pretty.
one.
Oh.
Gorgeous.
You got a really nice coloring one too.
I did.
I like it has a very yellow belly.
Look how cute she is. Loyalty. She's pink and yellow. She's so pink lemonade.
Yeah.
And yeah, this one does have a lot of yellow. I love like the color distribution on this one. It's super nice. And she has bright hot pink and yellow ears. What's nice about this one's eyes too, there's kind of like a bit of like that gradient, like the pink to yellow gradient. She has a yellow tooth. It'd be cute if she had a yellow tooth and a pink tooth. Oh, gorgeous. Look at that rosy stuff. And her clasp is yellow.
Ooh, look at that card.
Oh yeah, her card is really pretty.
All the stars.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, and the back is probably pink and yellow as well. Yep, the back is pink and yellow. Second to last, guys.
Wish us luck.
So we're still missing Serenity and we're missing Hope. So we're hoping for the secret. Wow.
The green one. This is Serenity?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is Serenity. Actually, in person, it's a little more like lighter pastel green. And we have...
It's like a bluish green.
It is, like minty sort of a little bit.
It also, on the back, there is a bit more of like yellow green. It's like it's a little spot.
Yeah.
I wish that there was a little bit more of that in the front.
Like the mossy kind
Yeah.
That is really cute. And there's the forest green clasp. I do really like the green twinkle in this one's eyes. And here is Serenity's lovely green card. Of course, green on the back as well.
Oh my gosh, guys, it's time for Hope.
The finale. You're our only hope. All right, so let's see what's in our final box. Yes, it looks blue.
It looks blue, yeah.
Oh, it's so like...
It's like sky blue.
It's very light blue too, yeah. Oh, I love it. This is also my first blue Labubu.
Yeah, you didn't get the Macaron.
Yeah, I didn't get Macaron, so this is my first blue Labubu, and this is Hope. Very cute. Once again, yeah, a little more of like a light pastel kind of color. And we have, yeah, there's like some whitish blue,
like sky blue,
almost powder sky blue,
or like cotton candy.
Yeah, it is really nice to finally have a blue Labubu.
In a bubble.
And here's the card. Oh, that is cute, a little bubble. Yeah. All right, so that was our case. All right, so here we are comparing version 1, Exciting Macaron Labubu, I think this is Lychee Berry, to Big Into Energy.
And this one's Happiness.
Yes. So something we noticed right off the bat, and this is I think the most significant texture difference, is Exciting Macaron has way more of like a woolly...
Like a fleece or like a Sherpa.
Yeah, texture, as where Big Into Energy is more...
It's just fluffy.
It's like fluffier, yeah. It's more what I would compare if you had like a faux fur rug or something like that. But yeah, Exciting Macaron is woollier.
One thing we did notice, the ears are shorter on the newer one. These look more like bunny ears. These ones, the Happiness's ears are shorter. Yeah,
and of course, obviously, there are like manufacturing variations and stuff like that, but I have been noticing, yeah, the newer Labubus in general mostly do have shorter ears than the earlier releases, so they're a little less bunny-like. And something we noticed that was interesting as well is we have the Pop Mart logo and Creator Cussing's name and copyright icon that's printed on here, and then it's actually an indent on Big Into Energy. So it's like sculpted onto the foot.
Also, the little tag on the side here, one is a lot bigger on the Macaron, and it's more of a like a fabric, and it's more of like a thin paper strip on the new one.
I'm curious if that'll make any difference in like hiding them behind them. Okay, so here we are comparing version 2 Have a Seat Hee Hee to my favorite Big Into Energy Luck. So the main thing I notice is the fur on Have a Seat is really soft. I feel like there's less of it.
Yeah.
So
this is like a short-haired dog, and this is like a long-haired dog.
That was actually literally the description I was going to make is, my Have a Seat feels more like a short-haired animal. Big Into Energy is really fluffy, like denser fur.
And also the ears are longer on Have a Seat.
I'm noticing too that because it seems like it's shorter fur, you can see the indentation of like the sculpt and seams themselves more so than the floof on Big Into Energy.
And also the tags are different too.
I would generally say too, in terms of like quality control, I'm not really identifying any like quality control problems in the case we opened.
Yeah.
Of course, that's probably going to vary case to case, but these all look fine to me, the ones we pulled. All right, we're going to have a little mini Labubu fashion show. We're going to try a couple different types of clothes on these Big Into Energy Labubus. These were mostly purchased at like in-person kiosks and stuff like that, but can definitely assume they're very similar to the clothes you'll find on AliExpress and stuff like that. And point saying made is that some of the clothes like this are not tailor-made for Labubu, but they fit Labubu.
Yeah.
So this is a little Mario outfit on Love, and it's, funnily enough, I actually bought this at a kiosk at like a fair where they had Love in this outfit. And I'm like, oh, that's so perfect for like the red one. I'm a big Nintendo Mario fan, so this is adorable.
And then here is Hope wearing a very cute streetwear outfit, kind of supposed to be inspired by Mew Mew.
Super adorable. I'm obsessed. It is interesting, like the headband pieces. You have to like position them a certain way.
Yeah, they're kind of large for Labubu.
Yeah, and of course, the level of floof varies Labubu to Labubu as well. And this one has a hood.
Yeah,
too.
It barely fits on her head.
Yes.
But this outfit is really cute because there's a lot of little details on it. There's a bunch of safety pins on one of the arms, on one of the sleeves. There's like a chain necklace that says you versus you. There's a little decorative pieces that are tied on, and there's like a little dumbbell right there, and then this piece is sewn on. Super cute. Next up, we have what's her face?
The prettiest little princess there ever was.
Luck. Here we have Luck wearing an outfit I believe we showed off in our Labubu fashion show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is an old outfit, but it is based on Chanel. It has that tweed look to it. A lot of pearl details and shiny metallic woven pieces inside.
This one, I did notice because I think previously we put the Chanel-esque outfit on a Have a Seat Labubu. Mm-hmm. This one has a little more of a sleeker fit on the because of course Big Into Energy is in the same standing style as Exciting Macaron, so that's one of the main things you're going to want to consider when you're getting Labubu clothes is, are they going to work better for the standing or the sitting positioned Labubu? And then we have Happiness in this cute little cape.
Poncho thing.
Yeah, like a poncho, which is super adorable. It's kind of cute to have a little bit more of a subtle clothing on your Labubu. It's just like a
it won't
cape.
take you like an hour trying to squeeze them in.
It's a lot easier to get this one on. But yeah, super cute. You know, it definitely seems like most of the clothes that fit Exciting Macaron, like the standing Labubus really well, will fit great on Big Into Energy too. All right, so that was our unboxing of Big Into Energy Labubu. So before we jump into final thoughts, we are going to briefly discuss tips and tricks for obtaining these at retail price through official means and why we don't think it's worth it to leap for the crazy inflated reseller prices. So as we mentioned before, the secondhand market is running really wild with Labubu right now. We've seen a lot of double to almost like quadruple the price of retail, and we are here to tell you, I at a certain point thought I was going to have to give up and it was never going to happen and I was just never going to be able to obtain them, and I did ultimately buy them at retail.
So the only means of getting it through retail is through Pop Mart themselves. So for Big Into Energy, the only means of getting it through their official website is through the app. They used to be available through the website as well, but now everything is directed through the app. So make sure you have the app, you have an account, make sure you have your credit card information saved in as well as your address, so all your information is already preloaded through your profile. There is usually a set time that they drop these. Make sure you add it to your cart beforehand, so when it's time to check out, you just reload the checkout screen and then check out.
Of course, all the standard, collector drop stuff, but something very important to know about these is that right now, Big Into Energy is routinely restocked on the Pop Mart app pretty much in most cases every single week. What is most often advertised and kind of announced on social media is generally Thursday evenings / Friday. It's going to vary slightly based on your time zone, and we're based in the US. But what you need to keep in mind, they actually don't just restock on Fridays / Thursdays. In many cases, they will actually restock multiple days in a row. So if you miss them for, say, a Thursday night or Friday drop, in many cases you can actually try again on Saturday and or Sunday. The Labubu subreddit and Discord are really useful resources for up-to-date info on the drops to kind of like confirm for you, oh yeah, there's another drop tonight, We will link some of that in the description below.
In addition to that, it looks like Big Into Energy is a pre-order. So when you are successful purchasing it, they're not going to ship it right away. For their next drop, at this time of recording it in a couple of minutes, the estimated date for delivery is in October, so you are not going to receive it anytime soon. Max, you pre-ordered yours back in
July. Yeah, so I pre-ordered mine in July and I received them in mid-August. So it did take about a month to actually receive these. So if a drop or a pre-order restock is coming, so yeah, if you're a person who doesn't use Reddit or Discord or whatever, you can literally just manually check the app yourself. We would recommend what we've been seeing most frequently is Thursday through Sunday pretty much.
We're filming this on a Sunday right now, and there is a drop in like 24 minutes.
Yeah, it's generally, we've noticed in like 7 o'clock Pacific time is the most frequent time that it drops.
Yeah.
So when you see that, the countdown indicator on the listing, that is basically letting you know, like, okay, there's going to be another drop that night. I am sad to report the notify me option in the app, it doesn't work. It is not reliable because unfortunately it does send via email, and in many cases you're not going to receive the email in time, or depending on, of course, on a variety of factors and server and things like that, it's just not reliable. So you're best off literally looking in the app, checking for that countdown, and yeah, as Sang said, make sure you're already logged in. Definitely suggest leaving it, just leave it in your cart. Like, do not ever take it out of your cart. And then when that countdown ends is when you do need to start actually proceeding through the motions of making your purchase. And as a lot of collectors already know, you're going to be hitting those errors pretty frequently because the app is always going to be very high traffic when Labubus drop. But basically you need to stay persistent and stay at it. We attempted almost every week since they first came out, and I definitely will say we got further and further each time. Like when these first dropped, it really felt like a no-hope situation. Like we accessed it and they were immediately gone. The site completely crashed. We couldn't proceed. We had blank screens, or they were already gone in like a minute or two. Basically, it got easier and easier, and we got further along in the process each time over time. And right now, it definitely seems like Pop Mart is doing a heavier volume of restocks.
Yeah, and they're pre-orders, so they can kind of estimate how much they're going to get, and you can purchase that pre-order. There's also other means too, like if you have a Pop Mart near your location, there are in-store pickups for these Labubus as well, but those also are very limited. We weren't able to obtain any of the Labubus through like local pickup.
No, I personally, we had literally zero luck with that, and even with less mega popular Labubus like Checkmate, failed every single time trying to do store pickup, and then our friend who just did ship to home was able to do it relatively easily. So generally speaking, you're gonna have better luck with just the ship to home option.
And Pop Mart app is not the only way of obtaining them. You can also try the TikTok shop. They are very active on TikTok. We personally have not tried that, so we don't know the process of how quickly and easy it is to obtain it that way. But generally speaking, people who said they were able to obtain high popular items from Pop Mart said that, you know, they get pretty good luck through their TikTok shops. And there are multiple TikTok shops depending on your location. So make sure you follow them and see when their next live is and try it. That means if, you know, nothing else works.
Yes, and definitely if you are purchasing these directly through the app, you're gonna have to get used to all of the error pop-ups and messages. Don't get discouraged by that. It is normal, especially during this period of peak popularity. Everyone is running into that. They have implemented something that, you know, it's frustrating because clearly Pop Mart historically has had a bot problem, but something they've implemented to try to combat bots that is affecting real people trying to buy is they have a access is too frequent error that comes up a lot. You generally are going to want to slightly space out your tapping to proceed through, or you're going to hit that error more frequently. And unfortunately, I do have to say, myself and others I've spoken to said the standard is you can expect that you're going to have to continue refreshing for like 10 to 30 plus minutes when you're actually at that phase of trying to complete checkout. Be persistent, be patient, and that's kind of the long and the short of this, is if you want to get them and you don't want to pay the crazy inflated prices, it is possible. I did it. I thought I was gonna like give up at a certain point, and we've been able to do it for every single series, you know, even as they've gotten increasingly popular. So it really ultimately just takes a lot of patience and being tuned in to the support communities and knowing, you know, when they're dropping. And like we said, really as time passes, it's gonna get progressively less insane. So no, you do not have to pay $400 to $450 for a full case, which is something we have actually seen recently. Even though the reseller average prices, like very recently, they're starting to trend down, which I think hopefully means that more folks are slowly able to obtain them. Feel free to, you know, if you have any of your own experiences to share, if you have other tips and tricks in the comments, definitely feel free to leave those. From there, we'll go ahead and jump into our final thoughts on Big Into Energy Labubu.
They're cute, thanks.
They are very cute. I knew right away when these were first announced that I really wanted them. Obviously, this is by far the most colorful Labubu series, and that was something that I was really wanting early on, was like more variation of colors and styles and things like that. It'll be really fun in the next series if they introduce even more like sculpts and expressions and stuff like that, like they did kind of in Have a Seat.
I appreciate that they have different looks for each of the versions. They're not like, you know, just recolors of each other. Like these ones have different ears and they have different eyes and painted details. Have a Seat had different expressions in their eyes, like Dada had like little hearts in her eyes. So that's really cute, and it's a very cute collection of colors, which, you know, kind of makes you want a full case.
It is really cute to see them all together. If you're a person who likes your Labubus a little more subtle and you want like the things you dress them up in or whatever to be kind of where your eyes go, you know, you might consider this series a little loud, but I adore these. I definitely think my top favorites are Luck and Loyalty. They're both, you know, really tie-dye and colorful and cute. It's worth keeping in mind that yes, because of those manufacturing variations, the color distribution is not going to be identical, Labubu to Labubu, but also adore the glittery eyes. They are gorgeous. That is a major highlight of the series. We unfortunately did not pull the secret Id, who is a gray Labubu with rainbow teeth, which was a really cute...
Rainbow eyes.
Yes, a really cute idea for, you know, a secret in this
Yeah,
series.
because the first two secrets were like the brown Labubu, like the standard Labubu. It's kind of interesting they changed that up.
Yeah, you know, it's been really interesting seeing the direction the Labubu craze has gone. We've already talked about that it's been such a phenomenon. I mean, I feel like we haven't seen a toy phenomenon this crazy since when like Beanie Babies and Furby and stuff like that first peaked. And
It
maybe
really
even
depends-
more.
It really depends on what you're into, because like I remember for a while there was like the first wave of Hatchimals. Those guys, the big egg one, like those were sold out everywhere.
Yeah, I think a huge part of why the Labubu trend feels a bit unique is it's really all ages. Like adults are obsessed with them. I am seeing young children telling their parents they want Labubus, which, you know, may the force be with those parents. But yeah, it's funny too because of course they're obviously Labubu is getting so popular and so overexposed. There's a lot of people who are getting sick of Labubu and hating on Labubu. There was like a Forbes article that was claiming that like Labubu's over and all this stuff, you know. So of course, anything that's hyper popular, you're gonna get a myriad of different discussions and reactions to it. But yeah, love these. Still enjoying Labubu and collecting Labubu. I think as with all trends and like stuff like that, the insane hype of this, I'm sure is gonna calm down a bit over time.
It really depends on, like in terms of longevity, is like how much innovation they have with these Labubus. Like I think this is a nice evolution of like from the last wave. Of course, with the current political climate right now, how much money will price out the average consumer as well? Because these are approaching $30 a pop, which, you know, is a lot with the struggling market of people, inflation, all that. So, you know, kind of excited to see where things go. But yeah, $30 a pop, it's getting pretty outrageous.
Yeah, Pop Mart in general is getting pricey.
Yeah. And if you have no idea what the hell we're talking about and you're just here for the fun, you can go check out our Labubu history
video. Yes, definitely check that out if you haven't. But definitely let us know your thoughts on Big Into Energy Labubu. Were you able to obtain them? Are you still trying to obtain them? You know, yeah, definitely try some of the stuff we recommended. But thank you so much for joining us for this video, this review. Leave us a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Our full Pop Mart playlist will be linked on screen here. Let us know what you want to see next, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.